How's everybody doing today? Yeah? Yeah? Those who had break, how fun was your week? Yeah, 100 out of 10.
Scream if your break was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That's great.
Good. Those who had school, I'm so sorry. It's okay.
Yeah.
We've all met that.
Holding Tony.
Okay, can all of you come forward and worship with us?
Come party.
Yes.
Party. Party time.
I was at a loss until you found me. You gave me a home within your love. I was running blind until you showed me that life could be this good. I want all my friends to know about you. No matter what it takes, I'll never stop. Everything I am is for your glory. My life's forever yours. I have found wild love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, set me in motion. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I've found wild love, wild love. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I've found wild love, wild love. Now I'm running far within your freedom. I don't even care what they will say. Living in your presence is the reason I'll never be the same. I want all my friends to know about you. No matter what it takes, I'll never stop. Everything I am is for your glory. My life's forever yours. I found wild love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, set me in motion. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I've found wild love, wild love. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I've found wild love, wild love. Now that I've found
Now look to your right.
Now that I've
Now look up.
found
Now look down. Now left.
I found wild love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, set me in motion. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I found wild love, can't control it. Hit me like a wildfire, set me in motion. Nothing else compares, is it on my cast? Now that I found wild love,
Okay. That actually fit really well. I didn't realize to do that. So, how y'all doing? Whoa, no. No, let's try that again. How are you guys doing? How many of you are pumped that it's Sunday and not Monday? How many of you are pumped that the Falcons don't play today, which means they won't lose? Okay, I dig it. Hey, so instead of going and sitting down right away, we're going to play a game. And depending on how you do in the game will dictate when you get to sit down. Now, let me just remind you, there are some couches in the back. Okay, so if you lose early, you get to use a couch. I need Molly and Jason. You're going to grab the first set of red cups for me, okay? First set of cups. I need you to spread them out anywhere you want on the floor, just not under chairs. All right? Anywhere you want, just not under chairs. And I want everyone else to spread out, just the red ones, all over. Real quick. We're going to play a game called Head, Shoulders, Cup 2.0. Here's how it works. We're going to practice. So, actually, you know what? Can you take the cups and can you turn them this way? Top on the bottom. Perfect. So, we're going to go nice and slow to start things off. All right? And you know what? Preston, you want to throw me a little Spotify? Bring it on in. Yes, that's good right there. All right, so we're going to start nice and slow. Everyone, touch your head. Touch your shoulders. Knees. Toes. Knees. Toes. Knees. Shoulders. Elbows. Hips. If after that I say cup, you would go and grab a cup. Don't do it yet. See, there's a really important word there that I said, and that important word was if. The game has not yet begun. There are half as many cups as there are you out there. So, let's begin. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, shoulders, head, shoulders, nose, cup. All right, Molly and Jason, red cups are out. Now there's that first set of blue cups. Red cups, you can get rid of them. Throw them at me. Throw them my way. Outstanding. All right, so now we got some blue cups going out. If you did not get a cup, have a seat. All right, so we got some blue cups going around. Same as last time. I'm gonna go head, shoulders, knees, toes. I didn't say the cup thing yet, so put it down. I need the blue one out there, bro. All right, ready, here we go. If you're still standing, head, shoulders, knees, toes, 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 cup. Bro, I saw you. You were pointing it out. Well done, man. All right, if you have a cup, you're standing. If you don't, sit down. If you have a cup, throw it at me. All right, next up are the green ones. Everybody come on up front if you're still in. If you are still in, come up by me. Everyone else gets to watch you. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Don't look at them. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. What time is your game today? What time is your game? 2 and 4? How many points are you going to average in those two games? 40 points a game. That's 80 points total. All right, here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes. Elbows. I said elbows. Cup. Gotta find it, gotta find it, gotta find it. If you found a cup, stay standing. Bring it on up here if you found it. Not that cup, dub. All right, put it on down for me. You found a cup. Okay, great. If you had a cup, you're still up. If you don't have a cup, well, sit down. That all that happened pretty good there. You see that? That was not planned. All right, we got some more cups going out. This time there are how many going out? 4 cups is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. That's great. You know what? Let's bring someone back. Let's Bryn, your first hand went up. Bryn, the first hand that went up. It does help to sit front row. Just saying. Oh, you found a cup. Fine, come on up. Come on up. We missed one. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go. There's actually nothing for you to do yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. My man. You're listening for the word that's spelled C-U-P, not G-O. My bad. That was awesome. That was incredible. And here's the best part. He walks up here nonchalantly and he goes, I knew that. That was great. I'm gonna bring her with me everywhere I go. I'll have my own laugh track with David. I got my own drum beat with Alexis is great. I got Jason who sets cups up for me. This is amazing. All right, head, shoulders, knees, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, elbows, back, lay down. I said lay down. Stand up, lay down. Stand up, lay down. Jumping jacks. Get up. Find it. Just don't break anything. Like yourself. My man went to the spot that it was. Oh, there's still one left. Nobody knows where it is. Find it. Look around. I did say cup. Jamie was like, I know where it is, but you haven't said cup yet. Problem is, I said cup. All right, toss your cups on up here. We got 2 cups going out. 2 cups going out. Look at me. Eyes up here. Look at me. I say it to my 2-year-old all the time. Like, look at me. He doesn't want to do it. But I say, look at me. Hello. All right, cups are being placed around here. My only request is this: you don't break something. Preferably not a couch. If you break your arm, that's sad. But the couch is really sad because they just showed up. All right, head, shoulders, knees, toes, lay down, sit-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks. She's like, I can't do them. Amazing. Go up. Dub, it's not out there. It's not out the door of the room. Where is it? I bet you if you ask them, they'll tell you. Ask them, they'll tell you. There we go. All right. All right, so real quick. Give me your cup, and tell us your name. Look at me. Tell us your name. We got one left. Tell me your name. What grade you're in?
6th grade, and my name's Avery.
Avery in 6th grade.
Bryn, 6th grade.
Bryn, 6th grade. That means we've got girls and 6th graders dominating this game right now. Okay, one cup's going out. Here we go. Cover your eyes. On the honor system, cover your eyes. Hands or everybody close your eyes. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap. Just kidding. Cover your eyes. Just kidding. Totally kidding. All right. Whoa, there's cups everywhere. It's crazy. All right. On your mark. Get set. Can I do it again, you think? Go. Nope. Didn't work. All right. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, toes, go. Where'd it go? This is amazing. They can't find it. Where is it? What color is it? It's not red. This is incredible. Like, legitimately, nobody knows where it is. Bryn found it! Now, she punted it at me. That's incredible. Hey, I have one request, real quick. Can we only keep 3 to a couch? 3 people to a couch. Otherwise, COVID's a thing. That's you guys. That's 4. I know how to count. There's an extra couch right next to you, and you want to squish against each other? Come on, craziness. Hey, before we go any further, let me pray for you guys real quick. Let me pray for all of us because, well, Lord knows we need some prayer right now. So, here's one way that we do it. One way is we open our hands up. With open hands, what we're saying is, hey, God, I'm going to let go of all the stuff that I carried in here. Real quick question, eyes closed. Raise your hand if you walked in today and you had something on your mind that was difficult. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being honest. I appreciate it. So we're going to pray that God would help us to let go of the difficult stuff, even if it's just for the next 20 or 30 minutes, and then he would help us hear from him. Because I believe that God does speak to us. It might not be, that in the movies when they go, Luke, I am your father. Which, by the way, Darth Vader never actually said. He just said, I am your father. But that's beside the point. God may not speak to you that way. He might. It's very possible. But he might put a thought in your head that you haven't had before. And if it's a thought you've never had before, run it by this filter. Does it honor God? Is it in alignment with what the Bible says? Okay? Those 2 things. We'll stick with that. Start there. If those 2 things match with the thought you have, then it's probably from God. And then maybe go ask somebody. Like, hey, I had this thought. Do you think it would be God talking to me? Be a great way to try to begin to hear from God. Another way it might be is someone comes up and talks to you. Says, hey, I had this thing. I feel like God wanted me to tell you this. And again, if it's honoring to you, if it is in alignment with who God really is and what the Bible actually says, then maybe that's God. I don't know. But I think that God wants to speak to us today. And so, God, I pray that you would allow us to let go of the stuff that we brought in here today. The difficult things, the stressful things, the hard thoughts, the comment that someone said to us that we just can't stop thinking about, the project for school that we don't know how we're going to be able to complete it, that loneliness that we feel inside because we don't have the friends that we want to have. God, would you speak to us today, and would you remind us of your grace, of your love, of the truth. And the truth is that you say that we are good, not because of what we do, because we are made in your image. So would you speak to us today? We love you and praise your name. Amen. I'm a little warm, so I'm going to take this off because, well, it's the South and it gets hot fast. My wife and I discovered the other day that, hang on. There we go. My wife and I discovered the other day, I don't know why it took us this long to figure it out, because we have lived here for over 2 years, but that in the morning, if it's 50 degrees, give it 30 minutes and it'll be 90. It just happens that way. It's a guarantee. We're jumping into a new series, and the series is not called this or that. It's actually called Fam, but we're going to leave that one there for now. Sound good? Cool. And here's what we're talking about. We're talking about families. Raise your hand if you have a family. Yep, if you're not raising your hand, well, then you're not being honest with yourself. We all have families. Now, some of our families are our biological families. Others of our families are like our adopted families. Some of them are foster families. Some of them are families that you have picked. Some of them are families you have not. Some of them are people like friends who you say they feel like family. Or maybe you're on a team and you would say, this is my fam. This is my crew. These are my people. These people get me. Every one of us has some form of a family. What I want to do is I want to show you mine. This is a picture right here. I think it's coming. Of my wife and I. It is the day before we officially became a family. The day before we got married, this picture was taken. My wife hasn't changed a bit. I, however, have. There's a little bit more facial hair, a little bit more around the midsection here. It happens. But this next picture, I love. This next picture is my son and my daughter. These two made me a dad. I went from being single to married with a family. And some of you know that my daughter, she was born, and then all of a sudden there was a hole in her lung, and God healed that. And so I firmly believe that God does do miracles. If you are someone who, there's a hard thing in my life, ask someone to pray, and you have no idea how God's going to use that. It was incredible. Now, that's my, immediate family. This next one, though, that's my wife, my son, and I, and then my parents, my brother, my sister, and the little one in front's my niece. That's the people that I grew up with, minus my niece. But that would be my family of origin. Okay? Next picture. That's me and my wife and our son, and then my wife's parents. See, my wife's parents and I, we're not related by blood, but we're related by marriage. So we became family the day that Cherith and I said, I do. And so we became a family, and our family continued to grow. Are there any more pictures of family up there? No, it's awesome. Great. You see, here's the thing. Families are amazing. But sometimes we look at the people around us and we go, wait, are you family? Are you not? I don't really know. And so here's what I want to do. I want to pause. Oh, I need to tell you this story because it kind of sums up my family growing up. So my sister, when she was 3 years old, we were out in the backyard playing, and she said that she needed to go to the bathroom. I said, okay, cool, whatever, go for it. So she ran inside. She opened the door, And then she was gone for like 45 minutes. So we're out in the backyard, my mom, my dad, now we're playing with the soccer ball, and like 15 minutes go by, we're like, where's Jamie at? I don't know. Keep playing. 30 minutes goes by. Where's Jamie at? I don't know. Keep playing. 45 minutes goes by. Where's Jamie at? My mom goes, okay, fine, I'll go look. She goes inside, and she hears my sister, this like dull moan saying, oh, somebody please help me. My sister got stuck in the toilet. And she couldn't get out. And this story has like followed my sister her entire life. She's in her 30s now, and we still talk about this. See, sometimes families have these moments that you just cannot forget. And so here's what I want to do. Turn in your groups or the people that are around you and think about these 3 questions. First question, what's the wildest, craziest, or most fun thing about your family? Second one, what's your favorite thing about your family? And the third one, what's one thing you would change about your family if you could? I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, and I expect some great stories. So, off we go. All right, so I have a quick question. Did anyone have like a crazy, wild, over here we have one? No? It's about me, so I'm not going to say, okay, great. What was yours? Come here. Come here. What was your crazy, wild thing about your family?
I tied my legs together with my belt because I was bored.
That was the crazy, wild thing about your family?
No.
Oh.
I answered my sister for every single one.
Your sister. What about your sister makes the craziest, weirdest, most fun thing about your family?
She's really funny and stupid and crazy.
Just what every sibling wants to hear. You're fun and crazy and stupid. Okay, okay. Anyone else have a specific event you were like, this, like my sister getting stuck in the toilet? Anyone got one like that? You do. Who did? Who said over here they do? Jamie, you do? Is what? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. You have one? Talk to me.
My parents read somewhere that if you feed your baby orange food, they'll turn orange. So they tried to turn my sister orange.
If you didn't hear that, she said her parents heard if you feed a baby orange food, the baby will turn orange. So, hold on. So they fed the baby orange, and that's a true statement. and and Dub will never eat sweet potatoes again. I get it. That was like me when I was 9. So I told you about my sister, right? And how she gets stuck on the toilet. Well, I have one that follows me around. When I was like 9, it was Thanksgiving, and I went to my aunt and uncle's house. This is the one and only time they hosted Thanksgiving. And here's why. Food comes out, and I am just hungry, like super hungry. And I'm waiting, and someone decides to put an entire plate of sweet pickles right in front of me. And I just start going. And by the time, like, food actually hit the table, the sweet pickles were gone. And then by the time food got onto my plate, the sweet pickles were back on the table. For those of you that don't understand what I'm putting out there, I threw it all up everywhere. It was disgusting, and my aunt and uncle never once again hosted. See, there are things about our families that can be like awesome and funny to remember, but there are also times when family stuff is like stressful or challenging or really, really difficult. Maybe there's a topic of conversation that, like, in your house, it's just you don't talk about it. Because the minute it gets brought up, someone is going to start going off, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I think one of the topics that can be challenging in a family is around faith in God. Now, maybe you grew up in a house where mom and dad went to church every single week, but you felt like, or you feel like, they take things so seriously. It's like, you're like, I don't get it. And so you begin to push back a little bit. Or maybe you're the one that wants to take things seriously. Maybe you're like, you know what? I want to go to church, and mom and dad are like, you know what? We're going to sleep in. We're going to get donuts. We're going to just chill. You're like, no. I want to go to church. I want to be around my life group. Maybe you live in a house where asking questions about God is something you just don't do. You don't feel like you can. Because the one time you ask the question, your mom and dad or your aunt and uncle or your grandma and grandpa or your brother or your sister or someone said something and made it feel like you are no longer able to say anything. Maybe you feel like mom and dad forced you to do things. Maybe you feel like you're dragging them, trying to get them to take you to church, get them to share their thoughts about God. And then you hear people say things like, well, God's going to help your family. And you go, whoa, time out. The idea of mentioning God in my house actually brings tension. How is God going to use that in a good way. How does all of that work? Maybe you felt that tension. Maybe it's at a holiday, and there's an uncle. We all have that uncle. And you say something, and he just you're like, what in the world? Maybe it's an aunt or a grandma or a grandpa or a distant cousin. We all have those people who, when you talk about the Bible or about faith or about God, you feel this tension. Here's what I want to say, though. If faith feels like it creates tension in our families, how can we use that to actually see God make our families better? This is what I do. Turn back in your groups. We got 3 questions again. Let's look at these questions here real quick. Not that one. Let's try another one. Is it not there? There we go. Great. In your own words, how would you explain what it looks like to love your family? Maybe you want to talk about this one. What's one reason it might be hard to love your family at times? Or maybe this one. How does the way we love people show our faith to them? So turn to your groups. Pick 1 or 2 or maybe all 3 of those questions. Talk about it. I'll be back here in 5 minutes. welcome back. See, families are a weird thing, and as a parent, I can tell you, there's no handbook, unlike how to parent. But the tricky thing is, we can all agree that as kids, there's also no handbook, right? No one gives you the manual and says, okay, here's how to be a good brother. Here's how to be a good sister. Here's how to be a good only child. If there was, that'd be amazing. My son, he's struggling with the idea of being a brother because for the first 2 years of his life, it was just him. And now there's a little girl there, and he's like, what do I do with this? Fortunately, we don't have to wonder where the owner's manual is. This book here, it's called the Bible. And it truly is the owner's manual for how we can live the best life possible. It's God's gift to us, how we can learn to be more like him. And here's the thing, for the first half of the existence of the world, people were getting it way wrong. And so God sent his son, Jesus, to demonstrate on earth what it looks like to be a human being. And I love how we have the Father and the Son, because Jesus not only understands what it's like to be a person, he understands what it's like to be a son. He understands what it's like to be a kid. He understands what it's like to have parents. He gets it. So if you're ever wondering, does Jesus actually understand what it's like to be me? The answer is 100% yes. And right before Jesus died on the cross for all of us, he was having a meal with his closest disciples, his closest friends. And they were talking about what's next. And here's what Jesus says in John 13. He says this, by this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Jesus would go on and demonstrate that love by dying on the cross for us, even when he had done nothing wrong. He demonstrated his love for you and for me. And what I love about that is Jesus didn't just say, hey, love. All you need is love. Bum, ba-da-da-dum. The Beatles said that. No, Jesus didn't just say it. He demonstrated it. He went and showed us how we can love other people. And what I think is so interesting about Jesus, too, is that he didn't just love the people that was easy to love. And for some of us, that's not hard. Right? We have someone in our family that we get along with really, really well. Great. I love you, but that crazy cousin, gonna keep you at a distance. Right? You have the little sibling that you're like, you're annoying, and so just kind of stay over there. Well, let's not talk. Right? Or you have the older brother or sister, and you're like, man, they're just like, they don't get it. And so you just kind of like keep them over there, and you don't. But that's not what Jesus did. Jesus loved everyone, including the people who didn't like him. Jesus would go on to demonstrate that love for you and me, even when he was being punished for things that he didn't do. Now, when this whole idea of a belief in God and a belief in what Jesus did brings up this tension in your family, and you want to like hit the snooze button, you want to like hit mute and be like, I just want to talk about it. There is another way. There is this guy, his name is Paul. He wrote like a good chunk of the New Testament, and he wrote this letter to a church in Corinth. It's kind of like, I don't know, downtown Atlanta. And to these people in Corinth, he says this. Love is patient, love is kind, okay? It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil. And I think we can read that, and we can sometimes say, oh, okay, here we go again. You know, following God is all about things I shouldn't do. Don't do this, don't do that, don't. But Paul doesn't stop there, because Paul understands that demonstrating love isn't just with our words, but it's also with our actions. It's what we do, not just what we say. And so he goes on to say, but it rejoices with the truth. It's always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And here's what I want to stay there for a second, because I think sometimes we can look at the people who we don't really get along with and who we have tension with, and we're like, hey, I don't want to protect this relationship. I don't want to trust this relationship. I don't want to trust that this could be hopeful. I don't want to trust in what could be, and I certainly don't want to maintain the relationship. I want to keep things at a distance. How many of you are like, you know what, I would just rather forget about them than talk to them, because if I forget about it, well, then the tension doesn't there. What Paul is saying is, hey, no, there's actually another way. Instead of just don't doing, we can be about these things. We can be about the truth. We can be about protecting. We can be about trusting. We can be about hope. We can be about persevering. And so here's what I want to suggest. Loving your family is how your faith can make an impact. Instead of just saying, oh, I love you, why don't you show it? Instead of just writing a note, I love you, okay, and then moving on, what if you demonstrated that to the people in your family and then watch and see the kind of change that could happen in your family? So here's what I want to suggest for this week. What if we demonstrated our love, much like Paul talked about in this letter to the Corinthians? And here are some things I want to suggest. What if you try to, complete your chores when you're asked, and not balk at it, not wait and then just push everything under the bed and hope that mom doesn't look? What if you did your chores before mom and dad even asked you to? Or what if you gave a genuine compliment? My son is 2.5 and he talks like he's 12, which is fun until it's not fun. Hi, Jackson, if you're watching. Sorry about that, buddy. But he's working on how he interacts with people. The other day he did something, and I said, hey, buddy, I need you to go tell mommy you love her. I need you to go say, mommy, I love you. And he walks up to my wife, and he goes, I love you, mommy. I'm like, no, dude. And he walks up. I'm like, no, Jackson, look at mom in the eyes and say, I love you. Mom, I love you. And he walks away. But earlier today, my wife sent me a video of Jackson watching YouTube, and apparently a Cedarcrest video popped up, and he saw my picture for that. And he goes, look, mommy, daddy, I love him. And I look at that and I go, oh, that was genuine. He meant it. What if you looked for something positive to say about the person that is difficult in your family? Don't make it up. If they're not a nice person, to go, oh, you're so nice. If they're not kind, I'm like, oh, you're so kind. But maybe they do something that's kind. Hey, that was kind of you to do this. You see, it's not just lying, but it's saying, hey, I'm going to notice you and say something about what you did and compliment that and mean it. What about this? If a sibling, or ask a sibling to borrow something you would normally take, and if they say no, throw a fit. No, that's okay. If they say no, okay, fine. Maybe you like to borrow your older sister's favorite sweatshirt. Maybe your brother has a video game you love to play. You got the new Madden 21. You're like, I want to play that. And he's like, no, I want it. Okay, cool. What if you demonstrated love by not flipping out? What if you demonstrated love by not just taking it and then causing them to get all flipped out? Or what if you weren't a sore loser or a sore winner when your family has a game night? What if you just rub it in their face? You're like, yeah, what's up? I beat you. We all know that person that plays a game and they lose and they flip the table. I'm like, I'm out of here. What if you were like, hey, good job? How would that change the moment if everyone expects you to go Hulk smash, and instead you're like, oh, hey, good job, man. That was really cool. It might actually open up an opportunity for you to share what you actually believe. Because now they want to hear from you and not go, whoa, Hulk smash, watch out. Like, what would it look like for you to demonstrate that you care about someone and not just tell them? Because here's the thing. Like I said, family isn't just the people that you were born into. It's also the people that you pick. And here's a picture of some people that I picked to be around. Erica and Logan. We have a lot of fun together. And I would consider them like family. And there are times where they do things and I'm like, Hulk smash. I want to, but I don't. And there are times where they're like, oh gosh, Justin, don't do that. Why? Like right now. But here's the thing. We don't just tell each other we care about each other. We demonstrate it. We demonstrate what we think and not just speak it. So here's what I want to do. I want to invite you to turn back to the group of people that you are choosing to sit with, that you are choosing to do life with. Maybe they aren't people you would normally choose to be around, but today you are choosing to be with them, which means you are choosing to do this moment in your life together. And I want to talk about these couple questions. I've got 3 of them for you. What characteristic is hardest for you? Think back to what Paul said. If you don't know what I'm talking about, someone in your group, I'm sure, has a Bible. You can pull out 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and 6. How might showing love to your family impact your family in a positive way? And how might showing love to your family impact you in a positive way? Turn to your groups, and I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to talk about that.